This is day 1 of 30 days of art breaks. And as I was thinking about what I could possibly offer with, this whole craziness that's going on with this coronavirus, etc., etc., I thought maybe I could just do a period where, everybody could just come on and we could have maybe 10 minutes of just a simple art lesson. For those of you who don't know me, let me go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Gina, and I am a certified art therapy life coach, among other things, but for today that's the only thing that's really of any value, since that's what we're going to be doing. Let me grab some notes, because I did write down a few notes that I wanted to share with you. Like I said, I wanted to give back to the community, just a little something, and to try to get everybody connected. I know that right now we're at this, I guess, social disconnect, but I kind of wanted to put the social back into, the social disconnect part. So that's the reason why I'm going to be doing, for the next 30 days, just a kind of a little mini art therapy or an art break session with everyone who cares to join me. It's going to be the same time every day, 1 o'clock Eastern time, which is most likely around the time that a lot of people are going to be having lunch. I know for the other part of the world, like over in Australia, it's going to be a little bit of a challenge. So the video is going to be here, and it's going to be available for everyone to see, and to come on and watch the replay if you care to do that. So why are we doing this? Well, I think we're in a really stressful period right now, where I think it can only help. It's not going to hurt just to take a few minutes, just to be by yourself, calm yourself down, and just creativity tends to do that for me. And I'm sure it'll be helpful for you, and maybe your kids and other family members who might want to watch the video. This is not just for parents. This is kid friendly, and it's very easy. So if you want to do this with your children, you can have them around. It might be good for them. If they're cooped up in the house or the apartment, and you're looking for something different for them to do, this might be the perfect opportunity. So I'm just going to go ahead and share with you what I'm going to be doing with you today, so we don't drag this video out. What I do want you to do, though, is make sure you have like a quiet area where you don't have any major distractions, just to kind of get yourself in a relaxed mode. This is meant to relax you. You do not have to be an artist in order to do this assignment, or this, I shouldn't say assignment, I'm a school teacher as well, so you don't have to be an artist to do this. It's going to be really simple. Kids can do it. Now with younger ones, when we come to discuss like the emotions and stuff, you may have to kind of watch them or have them tell you how they're feeling, and you can incorporate that into the little project that we're going to be doing. So you can have your kids do this with you, unless you really want a little bit of a break and you want to go off into a little corner and do this by yourself. It's entirely up to you. Now the video is going to be recorded, like I said, and you can come back and you can watch the replay, and you can do this as many times as you wish, because it's going to be available. All right, so the only thing you really need today is a piece of paper and a pencil. If you want to, you can have some markers, watercolor, paints, whatever. This particular one, you really only need a pencil and a paper, and a piece of paper. And I'm going to show you how you can incorporate other things into it as well. So let me see. I think that's all I wanted to say. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to flip the camera around so that you can see, and I'm going to share with you something that I started earlier so that you can have an idea of what we're going to be doing. Okay, so let me flip the camera around. All right, so like I said, all you really need is a pencil and a piece of paper. All right, and I'm going to be showing you a few things that I did earlier, just to kind of give you an idea of where we're going to be taking this. But before we do that, let's let me flip this back around. And what I want you to do, let's go ahead and just kind of get our mind into a place where we're not stressed out, just, so let's focus on our breathing for just a minute. So what I want you to do is to just take 3 deep breaths. I want you to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. And while you're breathing, I want you to feel where is being inflated. Is your chest being inflated, or is your abdomen being inflated? Because you do want to breathe properly. And so many of us breathe from up here rather than from the diaphragm area. So what I want you to do is just maybe place your hand on your abdomen, and as you breathe in, I want you to feel for your abdomen and make sure your abdominal area is being inflated. If here is being inflated, then we have to go a little bit deeper. So you don't want your chest to inflate, you want your abdomen to inflate. Okay, so 3 deep breaths. Out through your mouth. In through your nose. And out through your mouth. One more. And out through your mouth. And you can do another one if you feel, but when you're breathing, make sure your abdominal area is actually what's being inflated. Don't breathe from here. And also pay attention to your shoulders and make sure your shoulders are nice and relaxed. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and flip the camera back around so that I can show you what we're going to be doing today. All right, again, here's the pencil and just a regular sheet of paper. Now, what I want you to do, I don't want to drag this out really long because, like I said, it's going to be recorded and you can always come back and watch the replay. So what you're going to do is you're going to simply place your pencil. Let me grab the blank sheet first. And using one hand to stabilize your paper. I'm actually working from my phone, so it's going to be a little bit of a challenge. But what you're going to do is just using one hand to stabilize your paper. Close your eyes and place the pencil onto the piece of paper, and then just simply allow your pencil to move over your sheet of paper. And you want to do that for maybe 10 or 15 seconds. And what you're going to end up with is something that looks like this. Yours won't look exactly like mine, but you should have some areas, once you've done it, you should have some areas where there are these little spaces. Okay? And I'm going to explain what we're going to be doing with those spaces in a minute. So I'm going to give you a few seconds to just go ahead and do your little doodle. And even this part can be meditative as well. If you're doing watching the replay, you can put some music on and just slowly allow your pencil to move. What I did here was I just outlined it with a marker so that I could see the pencil a lot easier. But you can just simply use the pencil and then you can go over it with a marker afterwards. So what I'm doing is just leading you through this very simple exercise. So once you've done this section and you notice that you have all of these spaces, what we're going to do now is in these spaces here, we're simply going to write how we're feeling. So this is where you're going to examine your body, really pay attention to your body. And what we can do is just start from your head. And this might be a little bit of a challenge because we're not really taught how to, pay attention or really listen to our bodies and see what our bodies are telling us. But if you go to your head, if you need to, just go ahead and close your eyes and really pay attention to what your mind is saying right now. Where is your mind right now? Is it here, or is it worried about something that happened yesterday, or are you worried about something that's not even happening yet? Maybe you're trying to figure out how bills are going to be paid over the next couple of months. Maybe you've been laid off of work because of this whole virus situation. So maybe you have some worries about that. So just think about where your mind is right now, and whatever thoughts pop into your head, if you're feeling anxious, just sit with that a minute, and then we're just going to let that go. Maybe you're feeling a little afraid because of everything that's happening. So just pay attention to what's happening in your head right now. Maybe you want to go to your shoulders. Are you feeling kind of stiff? Maybe there's a lot of tension built up in your shoulders. And work your way all the way down to your body. Go to your heart area. Is your heart beating really fast? Are you really anxious right now? Go to your abdominal area. How is your stomach feeling? Are you feeling kind of queasy, kind of nauseous? What about your legs? Are you feeling really strong, or are they feeling kind of weak, kind of tingly? Work all the way down to the bottoms of your feet and really pay attention to how your body is feeling, because you're going to be working with those emotions in a minute. And here's what we're going to do. What you're going to be doing is taking all of those emotions and you're going to be writing them into those empty areas. Don't pay attention to any of the other extra stuff you see. I'll explain that in a minute. But what you're going to do is just, if you're feeling anxious, find a spot, just write it in. Sit with that a minute. If you're feeling lonely, just find an area, write that in. Scared. Maybe you're feeling worried. These are just a couple of things that I was feeling earlier on, so I went ahead and I worked with this. How do you want to be feeling? Think about that. Maybe you want to feel a little bit more relaxed. Maybe you're feeling lonely, so you want a little bit more connection, which is what I'm hoping that these little art sessions will do for us. Maybe you need to feel a little bit calmer, and doing this little exercise should help with that. Now, don't rush. Like I said, this video is going to be available for you to watch the replay, and you can do this as many times as you need to. Maybe there's a lot of chaos in your home right now and you just need a little bit more peace. One of the things that definitely helps with everything is just being grateful for where we are, for what we have, just living in the moment. If you're feeling isolated, coming to these little 10-minute sessions every single day at 1 o'clock will help you to feel connected, because there are going to be so many other people who are going to be here with you. So let's just work with our emotions for a little bit. Go ahead. I'm going to give you a little bit of time to go ahead and fill these in. And just sit with your emotions. Just sit with them. Don't dismiss them. You're feeling these for a reason. See where they pop up in your body. Go ahead and write it down, and we'll work with it, and we'll move on. But don't dismiss how you're feeling. Once you have all of your different emotions written in, and you've had a chance to just sit with them, the next part is rather easy. It literally is just a doodling exercise. What you're going to do is you end up with a lot of empty space. Let me just bring this other one back here so you can see. You have a lot of empty space around here. So what you're going to do is simply think of different types of lines and just simply fill in. And just that doodling alone is going to be very, very therapeutic. And that will help you to also focus on it here and now, while you work with the different emotions that you might be experiencing right now. So on mine, you see I have some dotted lines. Here I have what looks like a little beach ball. And then in this section right here, I went ahead and just drew in a little fish. And I added a couple of waves. In this section right here, I decided I wanted to add a few leaves. And then I just did some squiggly lines along the edges, added a few hearts. So whatever pops into your head, just do it. This part is not meant to be hard. This is the easiest part on there. Coming up with all of the you know, really sitting with your body and how you're feeling and all of the emotions that are coming up, that's actually the hardest part. Right here is when you're just going to be, just put yourself into even a more calm, a calmer little, I'm hoping you can see this because it just went blurry. Okay, there we go. The doodling is just meant to be very relaxing. So I have some spirals here, have a little bit of a flower here, checkerboard. So whatever comes to your mind, just fill in those areas. Like I said, you can do this little project as many times as you need to help to bring you back to the here and now, bring you back to the present. And as you're doing your little assignment, again, I'm sorry, I just chose the word assignment. It's not meant to be an assignment. I'm a school teacher, so it's kind of hard to get away from those words sometimes. Just pay attention to your body. Pay attention to your breath as you're doing this, and really try to be as relaxed and calm as you possibly can. And like I said, when you're doing the doodling section, even that part, that will also help to get you very, very relaxed. There are a lot of coloring books out there that you can also purchase that will help you with this. But this one was just to help you to connect to how you're feeling at the moment with everything that is going on around us. Now, I'm going to go ahead and, suggestions. I do have, let me just go over here. I have in front of me quite a few things that I'm going to be working with to jazz this up a little bit. If you have them, fine. If not, that's okay too. You can simply use the pencil. But I do have some gel pens. I have a few other markers. These are watercolor pens that I will be working with as well. And I have a whole other box of gel pens here. So if you have access to other art materials like this, feel free to embellish your little project. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and complete mine, and what I'm going to do is take a picture of it and I will post it at the bottom of this video. And I encourage you, as you finish with yours, go ahead and take a snapshot of it and share it with us. Let me go ahead and flip the camera back around. What I'd like for each of you to do as you complete your little project is, if you're okay with that, please take a snapshot and just share it with the group, and that way we get a chance to see how you're feeling, and I think it will encourage conversation and connection among those of us who are actually doing this. And like I said, the video is going to be available, so you can always come back, and if you want to rewatch it, maybe you missed something, maybe you came in late and you wanted to go ahead and do it. There's no late. You can do this tomorrow, you can do this a few days down the road, but I'm going to be here at 1 o'clock every single day, God's willing, and I'm going to be sharing with you just different little art therapy or art breaks that you can do on your own, or you can do it with us here live on the page. So I look forward to seeing what you all have created, and I hope this was valuable to you. And just let me know what your thoughts are by posting a comment below. I will see you here tomorrow at the same time, 1 o'clock Eastern time, with a different little art break. All right, I will see you then.